Good afternoon, good afternoon. What's going on, fam? Peace and blessings, love, love, love. Yeah, you see, hey, you messing my video. Don't do that. I know, but I'm recording. See, I got my water going, a little Saratoga. I'm usually a Mountain Valley drinking dude, but ain't had no Mountain Valley, but they had the Saratoga. But this is really good. I've heard about this water. I'm even promoting it at the moment, I guess, as it sits right here. But usually Mountain Valley water is what I would go with.
Can't even kick it with my homeboys no more without death for my country.
You know what I mean? Listen to the words that people say in their lyrics and tell me if that's some real if that's real to you. You know what I mean? Listen to what they saying. Don't just bob your head to the beat. Peep the game. And listen to what I'm saying. Hold us accountable.
Welcome back, family. Yes, it's your boy Tony Soul back with T Soul TV, and today we're going to talk about music. I was having a conversation with one of my friends just recently, and I shared something with him. I said, man, being a musician, being an artist, is not only a superpower, right? But I wouldn't even as far as to say that having the ability to make music really well is the equivalent to witchcraft, right? And I know everybody's gonna go like, well, what you mean? What you mean, right? The only difference between witchcraft and music, one of them can be used for good. That's the only difference between music and witchcraft, is that only one of them can be used for good. Witchcraft, no, excuse me, pardon me, music has the ability to change the minds of men, literally, right? You can be, at the gym. Some music can get you pumped again. If you wasn't pumped, if you wasn't prepared, that music could turn you up a little bit, get you in the zone. You're in the club, you out partying. Depending on the music that's playing in the club is going to set the tone for the whole night. Everybody could be in the club having a good time. But as soon as you put that Chief Keef on, man, or some, certain type of music, some Pooh Shiesty, some Lil Durk, and music is very spiritual, man. And, it literally has the ability to take over the spirits of people. It's very spiritual. It can hypnotize people. It hypnotizes people. It makes people, there's music for every situation in life. When you're happy, when you're sad, when you're mad, in every other situation. For every activity you do, whether it's with your lady, whether it's just going outside, there's music for worship in every genre. There's music for sports. I mean, it's just such a powerful thing, and I think people tend to not really realize that. It's either they don't realize how powerful music is, or they really just don't care, right? But the lack of knowledge thereof doesn't excuse you of your responsibilities. So I say this to all my fellow musicians and stuff like that. People who just put out music, who just love to make music, people who that's just their whole life, that's what they've been doing their whole life, or something that they want to do. Be very conscious about the message that you're putting out there. Be very conscious about the energy that you're putting out there, because a lot of us want to be like, well, you know, if for instance I'm out here making music that glorifies violence, sex, you know, all type of things that are like basically non-beneficial to my family or the people that I'm trying to serve this music to, right? And then somebody comes at me later on down the road and then they say, you know, my daughter or my son, you know, listen to your music and it made them do this, or, you know, X, Y, and Z. I can't completely be held without a responsibility there, being held accountable, right? Because granted, you are the parent and it is your responsibility to make sure your child doesn't get into this and X, Y, and Z. But it's also our responsibility to make sure that what we're putting out is for the better, you know? It's for the, like, you know, for the youth. Who consumes the most music is the youth, man. Everybody does. But the youth consumes the most music at a high level. And we all know, like, when we were really young, we were listening to music that we wasn't supposed to, even if we had to go sneak and do it. You know, my mom was strict on me. My mom didn't want me listening to certain things, and you know, X, Y, and Z, certain things was just not all right, but I found a way to listen to it, right? I found a way to get my hands on it, right? So I just think there just needs to be more of a responsibility there for those who do music, and even just more of an understanding there for, you know, the masses of people who just listen to it and understand what level of agreement are you coming into when you listen to certain music? Like, what are you signing your rights away to by saying this is okay? Because you're not in your head to it. You're accepting it into your soul. So what have you just signed on the dotted line, right? About, like, you got to think about that type of stuff, bro. The type of thing, like, energy and frequency is so real, you know? And I think people take that stuff for granted, but even basic, you know, chemistry, science, things of that nature, you could look these things up. Like in school they teach you about these things, frequencies, and maybe not at the degree that you should know about them, but in school they definitely teach you about these things. And you know, I don't know, I just feel like you know, I want to share that. You know, we all got voices, right? We all got things that we're good at. One of the things that y'all might know me for that I'm really good at, or some of y'all think, you know, some other may not think that way, but that I do music, you know? So I feel like it's a responsibility on my end and on my part to make sure that I'm giving the right message. You know, the right message is coming across. I can't, I'm not responsible for how you receive the message, but I am responsible for what I say and what I do. And you know, that was just one of the things that I wanted to talk about for certainly. And you know, hopefully spark the minds of men. You know, ask yourself, is this, like, if you care about your culture or your people or the people that you love, and a certain type of music is coming out heavy in your culture and your music, that's detrimental to them. Could you honestly say you love your people if you do a disservice to them by being in agreement with rape, you know, murder, you know, stealing, all types of wild shit, you know, scamming? Like, that's being the music all crazy nowadays, you know, scamming, robbing, looting, shooting, you know, all types of just who could do it the best too, right? Like, it's a competition. Like, who commits the most crimes the best? Who can quickly destroy the earth fastest? Who can hurt the most people? Who can? That's all it is. That's all it is, man. It's blatant. Like, nobody wants to look at it like that. We all know the music doesn't do nothing good for us, bro. I've contributed to this on a large level in my life. So I'm the perfect person to speak about it, you know. But I would encourage you guys to make more positive music, man, for those who are listening. Like, do you want to destroy the world or do you want to heal the world? And that's why I say music is so powerful. It's a superpower, literally. And that very frequency that you tap into with music can change the whole course of things in a night, you know? And so just something to think about, just something I wanted to tap in with. You know, that's all I got for right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. All right, peace. Love.